Hi, my name's Dan Buzzo. I'm talking about programming for artists, and I'm trying to do something a little bit different and talk about how I learned as a self-taught programmer to deal with making art with computers. Last time we talked a little bit about C++, about it being a compiled language, and we talked about what variables were. Last time we found that there were integers, float variables, boolean, and string. And we make these variables just by making a name for them. So I could say integer, the letter I, or number of people. I could have a boolean saying attending my barbecue, yes or no. I could have a string of name of person attending. Now, I've got all of these different things. What I might want to do is be able to count through them. So if I were making a barbecue and I know that I have, let's say, integer number of people coming to my barbecue, I could say I declare it, so now that exists as a useful box for me to put things into. I can written number of people on the side of the box. So now I know in there I put the number of people, which means I don't have to remember that. And if I were passing this box to somebody else or having to work with somebody else, they could say, how many people are there? And I say, it's in the box. I can't remember. I've completely forgotten, but I put the number in the box. So I could say the number of people coming equals 10. And I'm just using a little bit of code. This semicolon at the end is common in C++ and quite a few other programming languages. So when the programming language looks at what you're asking it to do, it has a vague understanding. It's like your idiot cousin. They need to be told really slowly, gently, generously, and carefully exactly what you mean. The semicolon at the end says that's the end of this line of instructions. So I can say the number of people equals 10. And if you can read my writing here, I'm starting with a lowercase and then I'm doing what's called camel case. So the next words are capitalized, but the variable names, the names of the boxes, always begin with a lowercase. Can't have spaces and they can't have special characters in. But what I want to do is say for every person coming to my barbecue to have a piece of cutlery, so they can have a fork and a spoon that's covered in coffee, and they can have a dirty glass, and they can have a plate that I stole from the canteen downstairs. I will wash these and return them later on. So every person coming to the barbecue has to have this stuff, and I'd like to know how many of these things I need, and then I can also do these kind of calculations for all of the other things that I might want for my barbecue. I've got the things that I want to take for my barbecue: a plate, a spoon, and a fork, and a dirty glass for every single person. And I've made an integer with the number of people, and I've said that the number of people coming is 10. And I might want to work out how heavy is this stuff. Can I take it on my bicycle? So I can make a float and say the weight of the glass and weight of the glass equals 0.3. It's implicitly kilograms in this. So what I might now want to be able to do is say the weight of everything is number of people times running out of paper, weight of the glass. That calculation, the weight of everything, number of people times the number of glasses, the weight of the glasses, is always going to be fixed. But what I can do is I can say, actually, 2 people have cancelled, and up here, the number of people has changed. Weight will automatically change because it's saying, go and find out how many people there are in my number of people box, times that by the variable with, going to make a, times that by the weight of the glass, and I get the output. If I change what's in this box, the number of people, it'll update automatically. So now I made a flexible calculation. I made a simple algorithm. That's a kind of messy explanation about how we can use variables and why we use variables, that I can set up these more complex operations that don't have fixed numbers in, or fixed names, or fixed data. They have variable data. I could make a more complicated calculation to say, if the weather equals cold, then change the menu. If the weather equals hot, change the menu. If number of people is over 100, check with the police. If the number of people is less than 1, nobody's coming, cancel the barbecue. So I can use these variables as places to store things that vary, that change. And that's a messy introduction to variables. If your brain thinks like that, watch some more videos, because I'm going to keep talking and drawing, and we're going to be coding pretty soon, and then we're going to start building some complicated, weird stuff. So check back in the next video. I'm going to talk about generating loops and how we can build more and more complex structures to actually get beyond talking about barbecues.